from at least the 7th century, until the present. Bushido served as the moral code for Japan's warrior classes. The Japanese words bushi and tao, which both indicate path or way, are the origins of the word Bushido. Literally, it means path of the warrior. Samurai warriors in feudal Japan, and their ancestors, as well as most of Central and East Asia, all practiced Bushido. Bushido values prioritized allegiance to a warrior's daimyo above all else, as well as honor, bravery, and martial arts proficiency. It bears some resemblance to the chivalric ideals upheld by knights in feudal Europe. There are as many examples of Bushido in folklore as there are of knights in European tradition, such as the Japanese legend of the 47 Ronin. Frugality, righteousness, courage, compassion, respect, sincerity, honor, loyalty, and self-control are just a few of the values that are embedded in Bushido. However, the exact Bushido rules changed throughout time, and from region to region within Japan. Rather than being a set of religious beliefs, Bushido was an ethical code. Because they were taught to fight and kill in this life, many samurai actually believed they were disqualified from receiving any rewards in the afterlife or in their subsequent lifetimes. Even though they knew they would probably spend their afterlife in the Buddhist interpretation of hell, they had to maintain their respect and commitment. The idea of the perfect samurai warrior was one who had no fear of dying. The only things driving a true samurai were his dread of dishonor and allegiance to his daimyo. According to the Bushido precepts, a samurai who believed he had lost his honor may regain it by engaging in a terrible ritual suicide known as seppuku. Suicide was forbidden by European feudal religious codes of conduct, but it was the height of bravery in feudal Japan. When a samurai performed seppuku, he would not only reclaim his reputation, but also acquire fame for his bravery in confronting death with composure. As a result, women and children of the samurai class were also expected to face death calmly if they were involved in a fight or siege. This became a cultural touchstone in Japan. How did this fairly unusual system come to be? Military men started producing works about the application and refinement of the sword in the 7th century. They also developed the heroic, intelligent, and devoted warrior poet ideal. Japanese literature, during the middle period, between the 13th and the 16th century, praised irrational bravery, utter devotion to one's family and ruler, and the development of the warrior's mind. The Genpei War, which pitted the Minamoto and Taira clans against one another from 1180 to 1185, and resulted in the establishment of the Kamigawa period of shogunate control, was the focus of the majority of the works on what would eventually be called Bushido. The Tokugawa era, which lasted from 1600 to 1868, was the Bushido's ultimate development stage. The kingdom had been essentially tranquil for centuries, thus for the samurai warrior class, this was a time of reflection and theoretical development. Although the samurai studied and practiced martial arts, they had little opportunities to put their knowledge to use in battle until the Bushin War and the subsequent Meiji Restoration. Tokugawa samurai, like their predecessors, drew their inspiration from a bloodier time in Japanese history, in this instance, a century of ongoing conflict between the daimyo clans. Japan established a modern conscript army after the Meiji Restoration, abolished the samurai ruling class. Bushido would be expected to disappear, along with the warriors who created it. In reality, throughout the early 20th century, and World War II, Japanese nationalists and military authorities continued to make references to this cultural ideal. The suicide attacks, carried out by Japanese soldiers on various Pacific islands, and the kamikaze pilots that attacked Allied battleships and bombed Hawaii to launch America's involvement in the war, both carried strong echoes of seppuku. Bushido is still relevant in contemporary Japanese society. Its emphasis on bravery, self-sacrifice, and loyalty has proven especially helpful for businesses looking to get the most work out of their salarymen